Hello everyone, welcome back to Chaosville with Bedmon Incorporated. So, what has happened since the last time? Well, after burning through about 7 or 8 different spawners, most of them zombie, some of them cave spider, and a couple of them, well, I think in total about 3 of them spider, including the one we got last episode from Nipty. We finally have our spawners, so up here I have our tier 5 zombie pigman spawner. It's currently turned off because it works very well, and I have quite a supply of gold nuggets from that, as well as barrels full of about 13-17 stacks of rotten flesh. Over here, of course, we have resolved our lack of cows on the server with our cow spawner. I pretty much have everything set up as like a drop fall right now, so let me just grab those. There we go. Over here, I've set up some armor and item stands. So I've just got like my everyday work clothes, which I shall put on now. And I've got my main armor, which I managed to actually assemble a full set of steel armor, which is a mild problem because I can't get the steel to repair it. But I got that, and I've got a Smite 5 sword in here, which is just an iron sword, but I've got the anvil, and I can now get almost an unlimited supply of iron, so the anvil is not that big a deal. And then I went mildly crazy with gold when I got the spawner working. So I've got my bling armor and my, like, scepter of bling, also known as a cross of mercy, which doesn't really do all that much, I discovered. It's from Xenos Reliquary. It's supposed to apply a kind of concussion ability to undead, but I haven't actually gotten it to do much. Maybe I have to click a key or something, I'm not really sure. But with our spawners intact, we now... I don't really want to build a dedicated spawner system for them as yet. I kind of want to put that onto an island inside the Mistcraft Age at some point. So what we're going to be doing today is investigating something else from Xenos Reliquary. We're going to be doing the handgun. There's the Hunter's Handgun in Xenos Reliquary. It has a massive array, well, a significant array at least, of different ammunition types. So we're going to give that a shot and see, pun not intended there, and see what we can put together, because it has a bit of a list. Basically, Xenos Reliquary is our word of the day. Well, phrase. Well, what back? Wait. Anyways, hop over to my cam. So, according to not enough items, the handgun requires these 3 distinct pieces: the grip assembly, the hammer assembly, and the barrel assembly. So let's take a look at each of these in turn. You can see they're going to require ender pearls, magma cream, iron ingots, and they're all going to require sort of similar stuff to that. So blaze rod, magma cream, button, and the grip assembly, magma cream. A lot of magma cream, but that's okay because we do happen to have some blaze rods over here. Ooh. Before I just continue, this chest is mostly full of things that I managed to loot whilst going through dungeons. So I still have a soul shard left here, and I've got this enchanted book. You can see the glowing armor over on my steel set. That's from applying a whole bunch of enchanted books there. I don't actually have an enchantment table just yet. Rats are dicks. This much can be said. A ton of tracks, because cave spiders, of course, spawn in mineshafts. Lot of saddles. I'm not sure if someone had been there ahead of me, but there was a lot of saddles. And I found this, which is a Mistcraft page for the taiga biome. Taiga is roughly the biome that Carbon Gestation was in. I don't specifically know if we can replicate the full situation that Carbon Gestation had, but we're not really touching Carbon Gestation in the course of this. So let's see, we need at least 3 slime to cover this, and 1 blaze rod to make 3 blaze powder. Yep. And I still haven't managed to get a second gas tier for a Salamander's Eye, unfortunately, which is a bit of a pain, because I would really like that. And, this armor is just an iron helmet, iron boots, and the engineer's overalls from Railcraft, which have an interesting effect on the torso section. So you can see that it actually like overlaps there. They don't really have much armor in them, but I like them. They're nice. They're blue. I'll take them. Okay, and we need another blaze rod for. Is it the grip assembly? No, it's the barrel, I think. Oop. Wrong again, it's the hammer assembly. There it is, blaze rod. And we're going to need quite a bit of iron, but we can now get that en masse. So let's see, 2, 5 there, plus another 7 there, that's 12. Plus another 6 there, that's 18. And another 6 there, that's 24. So let's just nab that. Hurrah! And I did notice that we need actually one of those for the main assembly. We need a couple of ender pearls. We can use the minium stone to get ender pearls. Oop. Alright, do we just need the 2? 2 for the barrel. None for the what is that called? The hammer assembly. Okay, so we just need the 2 ender pearls, and our minium stone's actually doing fairly well so far. It hasn't really degraded much, but if we start using the iron very heavily, it's going to degrade very quickly. Especially since we're converting that now from gold. What other mystic things do we need? We got everything we need for the barrel assembly, so let's put that together now. And you've probably guessed this is going to be very much a crafting episode, because I kind of want to get this thing going, because it's a fairly effective ranged weapon. Okay, very simple descriptions. It's one of the 3 gun parts, which is the same for all of these. Yeah, 3 gun parts, 3 gun parts, 3 gun parts. Okay, and we need a button. I believe I have some stone in here. Oh, I only have the 1. Okay, is there anyone else on the server? No. We've had a very busy kind of couple of days lately on the server, actually. What's the sun coming up? Hooray! We had In the Little Woods streaming a day or 2 ago, and we've had a couple more people join. Can I just burn a sign for this scrap too? Because I don't know how much smell this is. Where about there? No, I can't. That's a shame. I know there was a version of Minecraft where you can use your old wooden items as like smelting things, but apparently that doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so 1 button, and that will be us another part richer. There we go. And let's just plug that. I am a derp. I forgot that a button is just 1 stone. I swear it used to be different. I think that must be because they recently added wooden buttons, so they just changed stone buttons to fit. But I haven't really been following the changelogs. No, that's the hammer assembly. That's a 2nd piece. And that just leaves our grip assembly, and that requires an empty magazine. Empty magazines are used to make full magazines, which are used to rapidly reload the gun. I think it's like 6 shots per. And we get 5 of those, which is good, because we're going to need some. And it takes 5 more of our iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I need another piece of stone. Beep, 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 beep. Get away. Yeah. Strictly speaking, I'm only arachnophobic, but I've had a very strong dislike of bees since my junior school days, my early teens, more or less. Really don't like them. We actually don't have. Yeah, I grabbed only a stack of moss stone. I don't think we can duplicate it in this version of Minecraft, but I grabbed a stack of it because I was carrying a lot of stuff, because I was basically going out for spawners and I was mining at the exact same time. So I was rapidly accumulating a very heavy inventory, and I didn't really want to put things into like canvas bags, partially because I didn't have the materials for it, and partially because I didn't want to take the risk of the canvas bag falling into lava, because I'm still not 100% on their mechanics. But not a problem. So we can investigate those later. I was using the soul shards I had while they were like incomplete, more or less, just to farm certain things. So I used when I had a fairly high tier zombie soul shard, I was putting that into a soul cage, which again is just 8 iron bars in the chest formation. But I was using that as... And is this how we do this one? Yes, it is. Hurrah. And that was so that I could actually grab, like, experience to weld the different pieces together, the different soul shards. And there's our barrel. And there we have our hunter's handgun. Right-click fires, hold to reload. Which makes it sort of similar to the Balcon's weapon mod guns that we were playing around with at Carpenter Station and Taggart. Okay, so there is our shiny gun. Aren't we manly? But let's check that there is a bunch of different, if I could type, a bunch of different magazines full of different kinds of ammunition. Now the ones I'm kind of interested in are sort of Exorcism, Blaze, and Buster. Buster, because I'm a bit of a Final Fantasy fan, who among us isn't, which requires Buster Shot, which requires Concussive Shot, which requires everything that we have ready access to. So let's see, how much... we have accumulated quite a bit of gunpowder, actually. Let's do this over in our side menu. So let's see, it's like that. And we add the golden nuggets. A lot of recipes for this use sort of gold nuggets and empty shell casings as sort of interchangeable. So that's kind of handy. And what was that, a slime ball for the concussive? Yes, there we go, 4 concussive shots. Okay, and we need that. And there we go. That's what I'm looking for, Buster Shots. And that only makes 4 of them, and we need 8. So we need to do this again. And we need 2 pieces of TNT, therefore. And we all remember how to make TNT, right? That's 4 sand and 5 gunpowder for each. Thankfully these stacks are good. Again, storage is getting to be a bit of a premium around here. I'd like to upgrade the storage capacity that we have, but it's kind of not worth it because, again, everything here is temporary. Okay, and if we do this for our first piece, Buster Shots. There we go. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. We need to get some more concussive shots. Boop, 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 boop. I am apparently full of different noises today. I don't know why this is, and I got that wrong. It's not iron, is it? What was it? Gunpowder, of course. Which means I'm actually running a little low on gunpowder now. That's not good. I don't have enough gunpowder to fill out this magazine. Well, hang on, let me just grab a chest. Which I know I have lying around here. Yup. Lying, haha. Because, you know... I swear I heard a ghost. Because, you know, Wisey's never made that joke like 5,000 times. There we go. Okay, that went in a somewhat strange fashion. Okay, so we got some Buster Shots, and we've got some magazines. So if we can't make the Buster Shots, what else can we make? Exorcism rounds? Requires neutral shot, which requires more gunpowder. I believe we actually need outright the magazines to create any kind of load in the round. But I don't really have any way of making gunpowder. which is unfortunate because there haven't been many ghasts showing up either. I think you can get gunpowder from ghast. Although curiously... Why do they always spawn in groups? Although curiously, we've actually had a fairly substantial downturn in the standard vanilla hostile spawns. It's like I didn't really see spiders or zombies or cave spiders or anything until I was actually stood right next to a spawner for them. Hello, Duck. But recently we had something of an event on the server, which you might have seen over on Gar's channel, which was that we were just sort of hanging out in the TeamSpeak, and for one reason or another, Sark was dying a lot. And Sark, if you don't know, lives in the desert, not too far off Nipty's house, and we recently started putting together a link hub station, not unlike the one I had in the previous FTV server, so we've been able to get around to each other's houses roughly, fairly happily. But it was like the middle of the night in-game, and it was a solar eclipse, which we think had an impact on this, but basically, there were more mobs in the desert where Sark was than almost any of us have ever seen, like, spawn naturally. Like, usually that was the result of someone griefing or something. But he was just surrounded by almost every single Mo Creature's hostile mob we could name. Hello, Gigi. So he was dying a lot, and he doesn't really have much of a house. It's like his house barely has walls, let alone a ceiling. And of course, there's the flame wraiths who burn you until you die. So we all donned our finest weaponry and ran over to try and help him out. But that was crazy. I got a bunch of minium for that, but I've got more minium because for a time I had an incomplete zombie shard serving as an XP grinder. So that was handy. And I think what I'm going to do with the Zombie Pigman spawner is make it dual purpose. So I can have, like, flip a lever and some pistons will extend. I'm gonna get stung by these rays, aren't I? Rays. Apparently there is, like, a difference. There's the rays and the manta rays, and the rays are the ones that bury themselves kind of in the floor. Is there any way that we can craft gunpowder? There is. Tome of Alkahest. I don't think we can make that right now. And of course, sulfur and niter and charcoal. Charcoal dust, saltpeter, and sulfur. That's just the shapeless crafting. Powdery comb, of course there's something from forestry for that. That is a bit of a pain. Can we partially refill these then? Like, can we just... No, it doesn't look like we can partially refill these magazines. We have to actually fill them completely. So we may have to start investing in some kind of creeper spawner. And you may have seen that in the screenshot I used for the intro. Or at least for the thumbnail for this video, but I shall go and turn on the Zombie Pigman spawner just for your entertainment and mine. So yeah, we had a ton of mobs over in the desert. We're still not entirely sure. Our running theory is that Mo Creatures has added some kind of Blood Moon event, which is, if you don't know, is a special event from Terraria. Down they go. Yeah, this is about 40 blocks up, so I would die if I fell from up here. When I put up the ladder. And they will just, like, continuously spawn, pretty much, and drop here, and I get a ton of gold, and a ton of rotten flesh. I've got barrels of that stuff now. My anvil's actually almost broken up from everything, because I've been using it to repair a lot of stuff as well. But we can use gold, and golden nuggets to make gold bars, and we can use aluminium stone to turn that into iron, so it's actually not that big a deal. I would have had this running in the opening, but as you can tell, they're a bit loud. So actually good. I'll actually go and turn them off, but I've already gotten 49 rotten flesh and 40 odd golden nuggets, so it's a fairly effective way of getting materials. Which brings up another interesting point, which is the server's economy, effectively. We don't actually have an official economy, but we all kind of agree that we don't want to rush too far ahead so that someone's got, like, fully charged quantum suit armor or something, and someone else is still struggling. I can't for the life of me, for some reason, interact with us while I'm holding something else, which is a little annoying. And we have an escaped pigman over here. And also some glitched out golden nuggets, but not to worry about that because we have plenty of them. I could probably make a barrel of them. I also need to have, when I make this a dedicated spawner, I'm planning on having something that picks up the drops for me. Off you go. So yeah, I plan, I'm covering so many topics at once right now. So my plan is that this will not corrupt the economy because I'm only really using it to get the vital materials like iron, gold, and diamonds. And I'm not planning on making like full diamond armor because hey, there's better stuff in this. And that mostly revolves around coal. I'm just mostly going to be using the gold from the pigman spawners to fill in those main kind of vanilla items that exist oddly hard to find inside of the world, as it seems. Yep, there we go. That's a ton of stuff. But we're actually having quite a bit of trouble locating diamonds, and it took me quite a while to find any decent supply of iron, which I think I've already sent through this a couple times. Yeah, there's another 50. It's like I have a macerator, so it's not as bad, but it's actually fairly bad. We're getting really weird kind of resources. Let's go in here where it's dry, cramped but dry. Can I put it? Yes, I can. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not using it to like leap ahead in resources. I'm just using it to fill in the main resources that are most or at least a lot of recipes. Oh joy, there's a scorpion at the door. I actually recently found out that he'll attack Stampede, so I need to be careful. Oop, yeah, they're still trying to get to me. Ay ay ay. A curse and a blessing. Oh, and there's two of them. And all I have is my sword of utility, which is my unenchanted sword. Because if you name an item, they get actually like a discount when you're using them in the anvil, so I've been using that. Don't attack, Stampy. Please. You, hello. So yeah, I'm not going to try and break the server economy of any description with that. And my plan is that I'll like have the cow spawner. I get everything I need from the cows pretty much just by having them drop to their deaths. So that's no, Stampy. Although Stampy will mess them the heck up, but I still, okay, yeah, there we go. Stampy wins because Stampy is awesome. Oh, balls. I shouldn't have come out here. Yeah, I'm growing wheat now at the back, so I can feed Stampy. Yeah, there's a couple of drops from the pigman that ended up over there. This coin is actually very, very useful. It's a bit of a pain when you're trying to toss items to someone, but it's very useful in general because it automatically picks up a lot of items from a fairly wide range. But yeah, I'm planning on the zombie pigman spawner thing. They've changed names at some point recently. It's kind of annoying for me to remember, but I'm going to be turning that one into a sort of flip a switch. It's an XP grinder, and a flip a switch. It's a just generic item grinder for like gold and stuff. But I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about food. And if it's an XP grinder like the zombies were, then it's fairly easy to get a lot of shards of minium, so we're pretty much set for if we ever need to replace our shard of minium, which I guess I stuck in that chest. So yeah, we haven't really gotten much done this time, but it's 25 minutes in now, roughly. I'm going to try and find a lot more gunpowder, and we can hopefully put this some ammunition together for this gun, because it looks like it has a pretty impressive array of stuff, and you can see that these all have individual effects. So the Buster magazine is going to be basically firing TNT, and the Ender magazine goes right through targets and tries to find more of them. The Blaze sets people on fire, which is handy, as we've found out from the Wraiths. And the Exorcism magazine is going to be very helpful because a lot of the Mo creatures mobs that we see a lot, like we just saw the skeletal horse, are undead. So being able to deal extra damage to them at range would be fantastic. And of course, there's just the Dud magazine, which I may make a couple of. But I'm gonna have to go and see if I can find a lot more gunpowder. I know the white wraiths, which I guess are just the normal ghosts or something, drop gunpowder. But anyways, I would go over and talk to Stampy, just have him say goodbye to us again today, but it is raining and I hate the rain. And there's also bees and nasty things out. I maybe shouldn't have filmed this at night. But anyways, from me and Stampy, it's Bedmon Incorporated. Catch you next time, guys.